What's up, fam?
Hey guys,
Welcome to our channel. Thanks for tuning in to another one of our videos. My name is Brian,
and I'm Alec.
and welcome to Meet the Mazelins.
Yay.
Yeah.
So, based off our get to know you tag, a lot of you guys seem to like the questions that we had. So we said, why not let you guys know us a little bit better and play a game of 21 questions?
Ooh, all right. So we are going to alternate the questions. I think we're both going to answer them if we can. Some of them I don't have answers to.
Yeah, same here.
So I guess we can get started.
Yeah, okay, who's starting?
I guess I'll go. Would you rather stay in or go out for a date?
I feel like when you stay in, it's not really a date. So
Okay.
I would prefer to go out.
For a date.
Yeah, for a date.
All right. So yeah, I guess that makes sense. But you know, I'm a homebody, so.
Yeah, but
I
that's
like
why
to-
we need to go out.
Yeah.
If we stay in, we're just gonna be in bed. We're going to be watching TV and we're
Mhm.
going to be eating. That's all.
I mean, it's the same thing if we go on a date.
Yeah,
though.
but it just feels a little bit more official.
All right. I'm
Yeah.
not opposed to it.
What's your most embarrassing story about being sick?
This is one where I don't really have one of being sick. Like, I choose sick, no.
Do you have an embarrassing story, maybe of like calling in sick to work?
Mm-mm.
No.
No.
Okay.
You?
Well, so mine is more like calling in sick. It's ridiculous now when I think about it. So, because I really wanted to be convincing that I was actually sick,
Mm-hmm.
I wet up my hair and I slept with the windows open.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so, oh, see, the voice going away now. So, when I woke up in the morning, my voice was almost gone.
That's what would happen if you did that.
Mm-hmm.
So you went that.
Yeah, I needed to be convincing because my manager at the time, like, she just gave people a rough time all the time when you'd call it being sick. So I needed to give her an Oscar-worthy performance.
Oh, but did you get off?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess it was worth it. Then.
Yeah.
Did you really catch a cold afterwards?
So I didn't, like, once I went out into the sun, then,
You were fine.
yeah, then I was okay.
Okay. All right. Would you rather meet someone on a dating app or at a bar? I would probably want to meet somebody at a bar. I'm not really interested in via an app. I don't think. Hence why you got double tapped.
Well, for me, it's an app because if somebody gonna shame me, they're not gonna do it in person. At least on an app, I feel like if the person is gonna tell you no, you can just be
do
like,
it there.
yeah, just block them and follow.
I almost got blocked and unfollowed. Wow.
Yeah,
So I don't know. I just feel like at a bar you kind of can read the vibe. So I'm not gonna talk to somebody if I'm feeling the vibe that they're not really into it.
No, I need to be very sure first. Like that meeting in person stage, for me, I need to know that there's something there already because it's the most awkward thing when you're sitting there and then you have those awkward silences or anything like that. And I don't know, just meeting someone in a bar, I feel like is so sketch.
Really?
It could potentially, yeah.
Versus meeting somebody on an app and then meeting them in person.
I feel more comfortable with that because I can go through, I can see their pictures, I kind of know about them or get a read on them even without them telling me information about themselves.
So I take it you've never been catfished.
I can't say that in the latter stages of my life, like since people have sense and technology, I don't think I've been catfished at that stage.
I've just never been that. I've never been good with an app.
Okay.
I don't.
I mean, you're older than me still, so.
See, you gotta go with the age.
Okay. Would you rather write erotica or make a sex tape?
You want me to answer it first?
Yeah, I'm asking you a question.
I would rather make a sex tape.
Yeah, same here for me. Like, I'm sorry, but if I wrote an erotica, I would get no joy out of going back and reading that.
Yeah.
At least the sex tape, I can go back and enjoy it. Yeah, hopefully there's no one else enjoying it other than the person.
Wow. Alright, so would you rather give or receive a lap dance?
That one is easy. Give.
You'd rather give?
Yeah. I mean, anybody that know me know I love to dance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why haven't I ever received one?
Well, you know, I got the ring, but we're not married yet.
For me, I would rather receive a lap dance. I'm not really. I like to dance when I'm drunk, but.
Well, see, so this works out.
It works out perfect.
Yeah, so just make sure, you know, we keep this going till the honeymoon.
I gotta wait till then for my lap dance.
Yes, of course.
Alright.
My turn?
Yeah.
Okay. What did your last relationship teach you?
My last relationship, this is gonna sound really bad, but it taught me not to settle. And if you know that something's not right, don't try to force something that you know is not going to happen. So, yeah, when it's over, you kind of know it. Don't ignore red flags. And haul ass when it's time to go. Like, run.
You should press that gas pedal.
Yes, and don't stop.
Okay, well, for me, my last relationship, even when everything is perfect on paper, you might have one thing, it might sound dumb, but that excuse that people have, it's me, it's not you, sometimes it's okay to have that as an answer. Because the person can pan out perfectly in black and white, but there might just be one thing you're not feeling, and if there's that feeling in the back of your head or in your heart that says, you know, either you're not ready for it or this is not for you, then trust that gut instinct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn, I hope our exes aren't watching this.
Well, if they are, they're still exes. So.
Do you think confessions make a relationship stronger?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, confessions are hard. But anything that's difficult and you're able to work through it, I think naturally it makes a stronger bond.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with Alec. Like when we watch these movies and like the husband is like trying to hide the fact that his mistress is talking to him or like trying to hit on him and like some shady shit is happening and they just don't confess, it pisses me off because it's like it could have been handled so much easier. But then I guess it would be a movie.
True. Or it would have ended really quickly. It would be very boring.
Right. Your turn, right?
What was the very first thing you thought about me?
So
I mean, you were in a relationship at the time, but
I was. So initially, when Alec sent me a DM, I was in a relationship. So instead of me responding because I thought he was attractive, I just double tapped his message because I didn't want it to go anywhere other than you know that. I needed to respect what it was that I was in. So he got a double tap. But I always thought he was attractive. Like I would stalk his IG a little bit.
Okay.
But I didn't go any further than that. Which I think is a good thing.
Yeah, no, it definitely is a good thing. I mean, after you explained, I was completely fine with the answer. And it's commendable. Like, that's one of the things that I think actually was very comforting for me when we started dating. So I'm completely fine with that now. At the time, I was a little bit sour, a little bit petty, but...
Yo, I almost got unfollowed. Can you believe that? This almost didn't happen because of that double tap. Wow.
Yeah, but let me see. For me, the very first thing, when I saw him, I thought he was quiet, but he was extremely handsome. Like, those lips, do you guys see those lips? And that for me is like one of my weaknesses. So, and even the fact that he was quiet was kind of turn on for me. It was like this air of mystery, and I couldn't explain what it was. But I mean, I still have that picture saved now as my DP for you on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
But that picture that I saw when you smiled,
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, this guy is so good looking.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so that was the first thing I thought.
Thanks, babe.
Yeah.
Now the world can see me blush. Where are we?
What was the worst place you've ever vomited in?
I don't have one.
So my worst place, I remember I had a friend that I was teaching tennis, and so this was their first time playing. At this time, I was supposed to be experienced, and we're out on court for about 30 minutes, and it was so hot. I just remember I was running back and forth, like just trying to get the balls because they were going so far out of the court. And yeah, I had to run literally to the side of the court, and I just started throwing up. And I felt so embarrassed because I am supposed to be the experienced one teaching
him, and he running you up and down the court.
And everybody on the court just stopped and was just looking at me.
Did anybody try to help?
No, it's help do what? Take it off.
I don't know. I try to rub it back or something.
No, that's bad.
Well, if technology advances, would you try and give birth if that became possible?
Hell yeah.
Why?
I would love to see what this would have produced.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would, for that reason, for us to be able to reproduce and have one of our own together, yeah, I definitely would have wanted to explore that.
Okay, that makes sense. I would do it too. I would 100% do it. I always told my friends this. I just want to know what it feels like to be pregnant.
Oh, no. Well, so you could carry the baby.
Like, I don't know, it just seems, it looks cool because I've had a couple friends that's been pregnant and they like rub their belly and like you can see the feet poking through.
Okay, and I'll rub your belly, and so I'm glad that we, so if anybody discovers that in the future, the near future,
oh god,
yeah, we can get you pregnant, babe.
Your turn.
What was the funniest thing to ever happen to you during sex?
Okay, so this was in high school. She had bunk beds in her house, in her room, and we were on the top bunk, and you know how they have the railing. Well, the railing wasn't screwed on tight, so as we were doing our thing, I'm holding onto the rail, and it snaps. So as it snaps, my hand goes like that, and so the rest of my body does too. So I fell from the top bunk all the way to the floor.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, but I fell on my back. I didn't break anything.
Did she go down with you?
No, she stayed where she was.
Okay, that's right, girl. I know that's right.
Yeah, that was pretty embarrassing, but it was funny. We laughed about it.
For me, I mean, in the moment, it wasn't so funny. This isn't even, it never even got to the point of sex. But just from kissing, like, I can remember it just feeling very painful. And
the kissing?
Yeah, kissing. And the person probably thought that it was going well, and I eventually pulled away. And when I pulled away, like, I mean, it never broke. But within the next hour, I had a hickey on my lip.
Are you serious?
On my lip.
So it was sucking on your lip that hard?
That hard. And I never knew that I could feel that kind of pain on my lip.
Wow.
That was not sexy at all. And then, of course, the next day, everybody's asking, what's wrong? Yeah, so I just had to tell them that I hit my head on the table when I was going down.
Wow.
And I bruised my lip. Yeah, so looking back, it's funny. In the moment,
it wasn't. It was like swollen.
So it was just slightly raised there, but it was this big, dark circle on my lip.
Wow.
Yeah, that was not cute.
Damn. That sucks. Literally. Where are we? What was the worst situation you've ever laughed in?
can I call her name? Laurel? You are the person that I've probably been in most of my awkward situations laughing in.
Is that my twerk buddy?
Yes,
Okay.
it is.
All right.
And I blame this on you. But we were actually at a friend's funeral, so.
A funeral?
Yeah, funeral. So it's not a funny place at all. And we actually busted out laughing twice in this funeral. The first time was because they had a representative from the funeral home speaking, I don't know for what reason. And at the end of their speech and their memorial, they said, I can't wait to see all of you again soon.
Oh, wow.
From a funeral home?
Okay.
So we were just like, what?
Yeah.
I couldn't help but just bust out laughing. And I mean, yeah, it was just making light of a really bad situation. So I guess that was our way of coping. But can you imagine you're in a funeral and you just see two people just start laughing?
Yeah.
I felt so bad.
Y'all got put out. Wow. Okay.
What about you?
I don't have one.
Okay.
So I'm very, like I get mad at people for laughing at movies. Like,
Okay. So you're trying to say I'm disrespectful, but okay.
I mean, just a little bit. You said it, not me.
That's fine. What is your funniest fear?
Funniest fear?
Can't think of none. I think we need to go back for some different questions because now I feel like
My funniest fear? No.
it's just me throwing out my business. My funniest fear, so I mean, I love going to the beach. I love the water. For the longest time, if anybody ever went to the beach, especially early in the morning, you'd have these very small fish that would be by the shore. And yeah, I couldn't go into the water because I was afraid of groups of small fish. And to this day, I still don't like fish swimming by me.
So like the
in
fish
the
that
water.
would be in a tank, you would.
Doesn't matter what size, but the smaller they are,
The smaller they
yeah,
are.
the smaller they are is probably the more freaked out that I'd be.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's different. Who is your celebrity crush at the moment?
Okay, I have a long-term one, and then I have
Short term.
Yeah, I have one at the moment. So, I think my long-term one would probably be Idris Elba. So, beautiful chocolate man.
The beautiful chocolate.
So I have to give that to him. Celebrity crush at the moment. Who doesn't love Jeremy Pope? Like right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's mine right now as well. Jeremy Pope, for sure. Yeah.
Okay. Is it my turn? Would you ever be open to inviting someone into our sex life? It says your, but our, because.
Yeah. We talked about this.
Yeah, we have.
I mean,
answer.
yeah. We would be open to it if the situation were right. There would have to be certain stipulations and like things to happen for it to happen. But,
Yeah, and we would also both have to agree.
It wouldn't just be a one-sided thing.
Yeah. I think, I mean, in this day and age, I think if it's one thing that you shouldn't allow people to do is to define your relationship and the way that you guys love and explore that love as well. So, I mean, right now we are completely fine it being
where we are right now.
The two of us, but we also have not ruled out the possibility of venturing down that road.
Yeah.
Number 30.
What's a bad habit that you've been able to overcome?
My bad habit that I've been able to overcome is gambling. Yeah, so I used to be into blackjack. Yeah, so for like maybe a year and a half period, it started out being just something fun that you could go out, like, because when you're gambling, you get drinks while you're gaming, and it was an opportunity to make you know, like a little bit of pocket change.
Mm-hmm.
So it seemed like a fun way to kill a few hours. Then I started bringing more people into it, like more friends, and
Mm-hmm.
this is how I ended up spending a lot of my free time. And if somebody asked me where I wanted to go to eat, it was the restaurant that was by the casino. And it got so bad that I would be like, okay, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I would buy in, bet everything on one hand,
Mm-hmm.
and if I won or if I lost, I would just cash out after. Yeah. So after that, I knew that it was something that I had to cut off of completely, not even cut back.
Yeah, completely.
Just cut off. However, it did buy everything that's in my room. So all the furniture that's in my room, if it wasn't for that, I would not have had it. Mm-mm.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
When was this? You said?
Probably between 22 and 23. 22 to 24, somewhere about there.
And you're 30 now, so about 6
I'm
years.
29. I'm still 29.
Just
We're in October. I'm still 29.
Right,
Thanks.
30. My bad habit is more of a personality trait,
Mm-hmm.
whereas I have to always say what's on my mind. Some things are better left unsaid, and not everything has to be spoken on if it's not that big of a deal.
Mm-hmm.
So I've done so much better with that, because I would create issues that were non-issues.
Okay.
So that's a bad habit that I really did overcome.
Okay. Well, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Especially about that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any tattoos, and what do they mean?
So yes, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, well, I have 3 together tattoos, but they were all put on at different times. So I have one going across my chest that says Father First. It has 2 meanings. It means our Father is first in my life, and then I'm also a father first. So above all else is him and the one in that room. So that was actually, I would say, my last tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
Then I have my mom's name right here with 2 roses. Initially, this was my second tattoo, and then I added the roses afterwards. And then on my back,
Mm-hmm.
being a rebellious 16-year-old, I got my first tattoo, and it's of the Tasmanian Devil, because I love Taz smoking a blunt. And he's on my back.
So what's the relation to smoking a blunt?
Well, I used to smoke a lot of weed, so I put Taz, my favorite character, on my back doing what I love to do in high school.
Okay.
So, yeah.
In high school, wow, okay.
You judging me? Cause
No, I'm not judging you at all. I don't think I can judge you.
no tattoos, right?
Yeah, so, well, no joke. So I don't have any tattoos. Completely clean. Not to say I wouldn't get one.
Mickey is not gonna cuss you
Yeah,
out.
so that's the thing.
No.
Is that I'm really a mama's boy, and if it's one thing that she's never allowed me or wanted me to do, is to get a tattoo. So I've never gotten one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you won't.
Still won't, right?
Nope. What was your biggest lesson from your worst breakup?
I learned a lot of lessons.
I feel like we just had this.
I learned a lot of lessons from my worst breakup. But number 1, don't date men on the DL.
Big deal.
And I mean, I'm not to say that you shouldn't respect, if somebody is on their own journey and they're at a different place. But for me, being where I'm at, if it requires me stepping back into the closet, then that's something that I can't deal with. If it is that you're going to request for me to change certain things about me, like it already took me so much to get where I'm at, for me to take a step back, that wouldn't be doing justice to myself.
Right, it's not fair to you.
Yeah, not fair to me at all. So, not to put it so bluntly, but that was probably one of the biggest lessons.
Okay. My biggest lesson from my worst breakup is to not lose yourself in your relationship. Like, I had relocated myself and my child for a relationship, and it didn't last 8 months after I got there. So I was in it wasn't a foreign place, but I was in a place where I had no friends by myself because I moved down there for somebody. So always make sure that you do what's right for you and not for somebody else.
Yeah, especially before you uproot yourself like that.
Completely uprooted myself.
Okay. What was the first album that you've ever owned?
I don't know the name of it, but it's a Whitney Houston album, and it's the one with Heartbreak Hotel, and it's not right, but it's okay.
It's not right, but it's okay.
Yeah, that one.
Okay. Well, I mean, mine is no better, and this is mommy's fault.
What was it?
So my mother bought me this album, and it was Spice World by the Spice Girls.
My mom bought me the movie, and we would watch it together.
Yeah, so
how did she not know?
So it's not our fault.
Yeah. You didn't know.
I was probably like what, 5, 6, thereabouts.
I was 8.
Yeah, I was probably about 5 or 6, and you got me the Spice Girls. Thanks. I mean, I still love that album to this day, though.
We were listening to the music yesterday.
Yeah, but thanks, Mom.
Okay, so have you ever stalked anyone on Instagram?
Not for very long.
Damn.
So I've been guilty of stalking people, but yeah, once they give me the cold shoulder, I purge myself, and if I have to block them temporarily to not look, then I do what needs to be done. But yeah.
So who have you Instagram stalked?
We don't need to. That's a whole nother video. We don't need to get into that today.
Okay. I have Instagram stalked someone. I mean, who hasn't?
That's true. Yeah.
Like, that's very common. So yeah.
Okay. And you're not disclosing who? No? Okay. All right. I think this is question 21. What would you like the two of us to accomplish as a couple?
What would I want us to accomplish as a couple? Wealth and happiness, success, and we got to keep the love where it's at, or stronger if it's possible to get stronger.
Yeah.
I just don't want us to lose this.
Yeah.
Because you're like my best friend for real.
So cute. No, but for real though, I mean, especially the last part, like I don't want us to lose this, the newness of it, being able to find something else or have a deeper love each day, especially this time that we've had living with each other for the few weeks. I love you more each day, and I didn't think it was possible.
Yeah. How is it possible to? Like, it just keeps happening, man. I'm so happy that you didn't block me.
But outside of that, of course, I want us to have it all too. I want to be able to watch you be successful. I want to be able to contribute as well. For us to, we have so many dreams individually. I would love to be able to watch us both help each other get those goals and also build new ones together as one unit. For true. Okay, well, that was our 21 questions, guys. I hope you learned a little bit more about us. And if you liked our video, then please go and comment, share, subscribe, and stay tuned so that you guys will get all the notifications whenever it is that we post something new.
Yes, and if you have any questions that you want to know, don't hesitate. Just send us a DM or comment below and let us know what the questions are. We'll be sure to get back to you.
Yeah, we will.
All right, guys.
All right.
Y'all have a good night. Bye.